Still dark. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Mariners game react. Tough one today. The Mariners lose by a final score of 3-2. They end up splitting this 4-game series against those pesky Kansas City Royals. There's going to be a lot of frustration after this one, and it's understandable and warranted. I mean, obviously this franchise as a whole has been frustrating, and there have been so many pockets the course of the season that have been frustrating. But a game like this and largely a series like this compounds that, right? I mean, you see this game here, the Mariners only end up scoring 2 runs in this one. They had plenty of traffic. They left 10 men on base. Kansas City, yeah, I think that's right. The press box is correct. I hope you can still hear me. I've got the mini mic up here, but obviously folks are cleaning here post-game at T-Mobile Park. They're getting ready for tomorrow's game at 1:10 against the Pirates. Anyway, we'll get to it. Logan Evans was called up earlier today, a few days ago after Emerson Hancock's rough start and being sent down to Tacoma. Kind of figured, I think anybody with a brain figured that Logan Evans was going to be called back. The Mariners pushed back the entire rotation a day to give everybody a day of rest. Had Logan Evans come up. He looked good. 11 swing and miss in this one. 5 2/3 innings. He said he wanted to go 6 innings. But, I mean, shutout, 5 2/3 shutout innings, you'll take that. You'll take that from a guy you call up the day of. Logan's always looked like he belongs, and I've always felt that way, since he made his first start. He looked good. He did have a few instances of traffic throughout the course of this game, but he was able to work around it. The 4th inning in particular was tough. He walked Jonathan India to lead things off. Vinny Pasquantino was hit by a pitch which almost didn't look like he got hit by a pitch, but after review, they let it stand. Michael Garcia singled to load the bases, and Salvador Perez comes up. And, if you've seen Salvador Perez in this ballpark, I remember watching a few extra innings games against the Royals in this ballpark where Salvador Perez caused some damage. You think, oh, this is not good. I even had someone else in the press box lean over to me and go, this is foreboding. And I said, yeah. But Logan Evans was able to get him to pop out to Cole Young on an infield fly on a cutter just at kind of the top of the zone. Salvi probably could have done some more damage to that. Wasn't able to. And then he got John Rave to ground out to J.P. Crawford. So gets out of the jam there. Had really been smoothly sailing until then for Logan, and that was the biggest jam that he had to face throughout the course of the game. Things felt good. You get out of the jam, and then in the bottom of the 4th, Jorge Polanco leads things off with a homer to right field. Pretty remarkable. He had a homer. Only had 1 homer in both June and May, 1 homer each in those months. And he's got 1 early into July, so let's hope he's got more than that. He also had a double earlier in this game, so Jorge Polanco seemed to be seeing the ball well. That was really nice to see. 5th inning, a little bit more trouble here as well. Logan hit Freddie Fermin with a pitch, and Jonathan India singled, but did a good job, was able to get Bobby Witt Jr. to fly out. Everything low and away. Logan did talk about attacking Bobby Witt Jr. low and away. He was able to do that. A bunch of cutters and sinkers out there, and eventually got none of these pitches in this plate appearance to Bobby Witt Jr. were in the strike zone, or close to the strike zone, mind you. And he still swung at 3 of them, getting the sweeper off the end of the bat softly to fly out to Dom Canzone. So that was nice. And then in the 6th, he gets pulled after giving up a double to Salvador Perez with 2 outs. They get Casey Legumina in there, who does walk John Rave, which is a preview of things to come, but gets Nick Lofton out to end the inning. Top of the 7th. The 7th inning is where the Royals win the ball game. Gets the first out on the line out from Freddie Fermin. Kyle Isbell walks. Jonathan India walks. Not good. I did have someone on our Blue Sky say these are barely walks, and that's true. If you look to the Kyle Isbell plate appearance, pitches 3, 3, and 4 all could have been called strikes. Pitches 2 and 4 certainly should have been called strikes, and they weren't. I'm trying to remember the whole plate umpire today. I have it on our box score in the press box, but I'm obviously not in the press box. So that's really frustrating, obviously. That would have been out number 2. Jonathan India could have gotten a call on pitch 6, the final ball call. But so Legumina walks two batters, and then they bring in Carlos Vargas out of the bullpen. Bobby Wood Jr. Proceeds to single to drive a run in. Right after that, Vinny Pasquantino, whole infield was in. Vinny Pasquantino hits a single right by the diving glove of Luke Raley to drive 2 runs in, and ultimately, oh, those are fireworks. Sorry. Ultimately, that's what won them the game. There were a few instances of traffic throughout that. Ben Williamson singled in the bottom of the 7th, and none of the next 3 hitters were able to get anything. Cole Young strikes out. JP flies out. Julio strikes out. He struck out 4 times in this game. I'll talk about that in a minute. And 2 doubles. Sorry. In the bottom of the 8th, 2 doubles for Jorge Polanco. The bottom of the 8th, Cal pops out. Randy strikes out. Jorge doubles on a ground rule double, and then Luke Raley flies out to right field. Bottom of the 9th, though, things do get a little bit interesting. Dominic Canzone, who had a tough night, he struck out swinging on a pitch that was low and inside and really ugly. We saw some flashes of the bad Dom Canzone, or the Dom Canzone that's resulted in him in being a quad A guy. In this game, saw him frustrated, throw his bat on the ground, throw his bat helmet on the ground as well. Sorry. But he hit a homer on a line drive to center field. I mean, you see Dom Canzone make contact, it's going to go a far way normally. He gets a slider just towards the bottom quadrant of the zone on a slider off of Carlos Esteves. Hits it. I didn't really have too much confidence after that. I didn't really have too much confidence with Canzone leading off to begin with. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure there we go. They have Miles Mastrobuoni pinch hit for Ben Williamson. Miles Mastrobuoni pokes a single out to right field that just barely isn't able to be caught. Cole Young strikes out swinging. Unfortunately, it looks like he was taking home run hacks in that plate appearance. J.P. Crawford pokes a single out to left field here. Carlos Esteves throws a wild pitch that hits the netting behind home plate, and you've got runners on second and third, with just the 1 out. And you think, okay, you've got your 2 and your 3 hitters here, with the tying run at third base, the winning run at second base. In a vacuum, this is an ideal situation, right? Instead, Julio Rodriguez is called out on strikes. I will talk about this. Julio struck out 4 times tonight. I'd say the 3 other times he just looked uncompetitive. This one, there was some battle back. I know you don't want to hear that. I understand that. I know it's probably cope. But he fought back from 0-2. He got a called strike up and in, which is a strike, a foul on a ball he probably should have, legitimately hit. He did strike it pretty well to the fans in the Terrace Club level on the first base side. And then works 3 straight balls, just balls that weren't even close. And then takes a called third strike inside. It is a strike. It's right on the line, but it is a strike, and Julio just kind of he didn't let his frustrations out, but Taryn Kovac with Sports Illustrated, the cover of his Gamer for this one just shows there's a picture of Julio just kind of like, why me, and it's tough. I've seen, there's worry that the heater for Julio this year won't come. I am generally the optimist. If you watch any of our shows, you know that. I'm not feeling super optimistic about Julio getting on that heater. I mean, he's still been largely a great defensive center fielder. Outside of the play where he misjudged it in center field a few games ago, he was leading American League center fielders in defensive runs saved. He's dropped to like 6th, I think. But yeah, you just need more. And then Cal, I know folks don't like to give him credit because he's got some interesting takes for sure. But Colby from Locked On Mariners tweeted, "It's okay to criticize your favorite players and to realize they have bad games." Cal's had a few bad games this homestand, this series against the the Royals. You know, he went over. He went over in this one. Comes up to the plate, fouls off a pitch that a slider in the heart of the plate that probably should at least get in play, and then he grounds out on a slider under the zone. So, you know, it's frustrating. This is a really frustrating one. I won't hold you. I won't say that it's not. It is a very frustrating game. You know, if I need to take anything from this one, it's Jorge Polanco had a 3-hit game, and they're all extra base hits. 3 hits, 1 run on RBI. When I get our final score post up, he'll probably be our player of the game. Probably could have gone with Logan Evans as well. Really happy with Logan Evans. I mean, 5 2/3, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts against a Royals lineup that can really drive your pitch count up. They've done that to every starter that we've seen here at the ballpark. In this 4-game set. Casey Legumina, it's tough. He'd been pitching pretty well, I think, since his last recall from AAA Tacoma, and this one, just the walks, man. Can't walk, guys. Can't give out free passes. Vargas, the 2 hits aren't great, obviously, when you got the guys on. Edward Bizardo continues to be a leverage arm, which is funny. Trent Thornton throws the 1 inning. Yeah, just a tough one. I mean, frustrating. So now tomorrow, is it tomorrow? It's 11:33. So still tomorrow. This might come out probably on the 4th. But you've got the Pirates coming to town. The Pirates have won 6 straight. I mean, they had only won 3 of their last 9 before then. They are at the bottom of the NL Central. They've won 6 straight. They've won 8 of their last 10. The Mariners are 5-5 in their last 10. They've been pretty mediocre or mid since the beginning of June, including splitting 2 4-game sets over the past 2 weeks. So, we'll see. They do get Paul Skeens on Sunday to pitch against George Kirby. Mariners PR confirmed that to us today. We'll get Ryan Wu and Bailey Falter tomorrow, so a lefty, so it'll be interesting to see how the lineup carves out. I would really prefer to not see Dylan Moore. Dylan Moore is playing ugly. I have reason to believe he's playing hurt. So, I don't know. We'll see. But for me, from Charles here at Circling Seattle Sports, this is another, as I pick up the camera here, Mariners Game React. Hoping to do these more regularly. Just from the ballpark, quick, give my thoughts on what I saw. I guess the other little note is that Bryce Miller, I believe, will be throwing a bullpen on Saturday. So, yeah, man, we'll see. July 4th tomorrow, 1:10, first pitch. It's almost midnight. I got to be back here in like 8 hours. So, what are you going to do? Funny. Oh, wow. They just showed Eugenio Suarez homering. Could use a guy like that. So, all right. Until we see you next time. Let me know if you have any feedback on these or anything else you want to see around the ballpark. I've got this nice little camera that I'm recording this on. So, if there's anything you might want to see with this, trying to do more, there are folks who are trying to do what CSS does who don't come close, but just seeing them even put things out makes me want to do more. So, if you got any suggestions, let me know. Until we see you next time, take care of yourself, be well, whatever you can to make today a great day.